Okay, here we go. Bryophytes are non-vascular, unlike other species of plants. They typically grow flat along the ground, but in some species like the Dawsonia moss, they can grow up to 2 feet in height. They don't possess roots, however, but they have rhizoids to keep them in place. Bryophyta is a kingdom of the Plantae division comprising of liverworts, hornworts, and mosses. We'll discuss that more in a minute. They're found in damp, humid, and shady places, but they can also be found in aquatic habitats. They're mainly autotrophic, but in some species, they have been found to be saprophytes. Like mushrooms, they thrive on dead and decaying matter. Bryophytes can be considered the amphibians of the plant kingdom because even though they need soil to live, they need water for sexual reproduction. And while mosses, hornworts, and liverworts are all classified as bryophytes, evidence has shown that mosses alone represent the bryophyta. Hornworts and liverworts are placed under the and Anthoceratophyta. Hornworts and liverworts are placed under different classes that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Those are too hard for me. No, thank you. Even with the new classifications, Bryophyta is there's still a term. No. Even with the new classifications, Bryophyta is still a term commonly used to classify all of these. And Bryophyta is divided into 3 subclasses: liverworts, hornworts, and mosses. Again, I'm not even going to try to pronounce these. Mosses have distinct leafy gametophytes with an erect sporophyte. Sporophyte. Mosses have distinct leafy gametophytes with an erect sporophyte, and rhizoids are multicellular. Mosses have distinct leafy gametophytes with an erect sporophyte. Rhizoids are multicellular. Hornworts feature a horn-like sporophyte, hence the name, that can photosynthesize, and their gametophyte is usually thallose. Liverworts can have a thallose or a leafy body, with their sporophytes being similar and shorter lived. Rhizoids are unicellular for these ones. Bryophytes have 5 main portions: the capsule, seta, leaves, main axis, and rhizoids. Bryophytes have 5 main portions: the capsule, seta, leaves, main axis, and rhizoids, as seen in the diagram. Bryophytes are also separated into 2 portions, the sporophyte and the gametophyte. Reproduction. All bryophytes can reproduce either asexually or sexually, and they reproduce through a process called alternation of generations. Hornworts, liverworts, and mosses reproduce asexually through budding and fragmentation. Basically, a new plant is formed from the parent and will eventually break off to grow old and repeat the process. Bryophytes, however, reproduce sexually through spores. It's in the diagram on the right. But hornworts are special in that they require water to reproduce. Bryophytes reproduce by spores, which are very small and can easily be wind dispersed. Water is also another way for spores to be dispersed, and one group of mosses can even attract insects to carry away spores for reproduction. Bryophytes have an alternating generation life cycle with a long haploid generation and a short diploid generation. Bryophytes can live in places that other plants cannot, such as rocks, walls, and pavement. Bryophytes have a waxy cuticle that prevents water from evaporating. Bryophytes are some of the oldest plants on Earth, with a history dating back over 450 million years. They were among the first plants to colonize land and have survived through multiple mass extinctions. Despite their tiny and insignificant appearance, they collectively can offset more carbon than all of the trees on Earth, and they're very crucial to word carbon carbon sequestration. The amount of takes I had to do for that. Basically, the method for capturing carbon dioxide.
Why didn't I just say that?
Sphagnum moss is generally used for gardening or plant keeping, but it has many other uses. Because of how absorbent it is, sphagnum moss can be used for wound dressing. Sphagnum moss also has antiseptic properties as it restricts bacterial growth due to its acidity. Mosses are often the first plants to colonize a disturbed area or a newly exposed rocky outcrop. They take nutrients from the air and deposit them into the soil, stabilizing, protecting, and improving the soil. They absorb lots of water and then slowly release it, making water accessible to other plant roots. Hello? Oh,